Buck fever mainly strikes hunters. Many times it infects the young, but adults are by no means immune.
Oh, there he is. Shh.
Symptoms include a rapid heart rate and erratic respiration. Memory can become impaired.
Load the gun.
And sometimes buck fever can be downright dangerous.
Shut up.
If you want to catch buck fever, there's really only one place to go. Just 3 blocks from the Alamo in downtown San Antonio is another Texas legend, the Buckhorn Saloon and Museum.
It was started in 1881 by a 17-year-old Albert Frederick, who was quite a hunter himself. He collected horns and antlers, traded people beer and shots of whiskey for antlers and rattlesnake rattles over the years. Overall, in the collection, there's over 1,200 trophies that are on the walls of all different species.
What really sets the buckhorn apart are their trophies of white-tailed deer.
Well, there's 2 categories of white-tailed deer racks, typical and non-typical. This is a real good example of a typical. Nice smooth lines, tall tines coming off the main beams, very symmetrical, one side to the other. This is a non-typical buck here. He's got a typical frame, which they all do, and he's got little stickers coming off, which are abnormal points. Here's a small drop tine. Any point pointing downwards is always an abnormal point. This buck up here has a deep fork off his second typical tine on the right. That's an abnormal point.
Some racks are so non-typical they are considered freaks, and these are the ones that interested Albert Frederick the most.
We've got the barnacle buck here that is one of the museum's favorites, very unusual. We've got another one to its left here with a big bulbous growth growing out of it. Their antlers real heavy at the base, sprouting up like this one right here with just a few points. Another one above it with real small antlers but palmation, very unusual. Of course, the one above that, the small guy with the wings sticking out, very symmetrical on each side but very abnormal also.
Several white-tailed trophies hold top 10 rankings in the Boone and Crockett record books.
This is a 284 and 3/8 non-typical. It's the #1 deer in Texas in the non-typical category, and it's currently #4 in the world. The deer behind the bar is Albert Frederick's logo buck. This is the Brady buck, the 78 pointer. When I say 78 points, that's counting every little bump everywhere. Now in the Boone and Crockett record book in the North American Shed Hunters Club, which this specimen here is the state record, the point has to be at least an inch long and longer than it is wide at the base.
Visitors to the Buckhorn come from all over to get a taste of the Old West. And after seeing all this, if you're starting to suffer from a case of buck fever or antler envy,
there's some pretty good yearlings in there, isn't it?
well, don't worry. These biologists are looking for a cure.
Black ear tags are 3 years old, yellow ear tags are 5-year-old deer.
Wildlife experts here at the Kerr Wildlife Management Area have been studying the growth of deer antlers for the past 25 years. The records on many of these deer go back multiple generations. It's a genealogy found nowhere else in the world. Each October, data is collected from the deer. They are worked through a series of alleys, gates, and chutes. This reduces the amount of time the deer are physically handled, minimizing injury and stress to the animals.
He's got a blue 32 on the right.
Ready. 181.
He doesn't have a lot of antler. Way back in the corner, you still can't see antler.
Just 4 years old.
He's a 4-point-year-old.
473.
This time of year, the hardened antlers are like human fingernails and can be painlessly removed.
I don't want it.
495.
Early studies at the Kerr area focused on why some deer grew forked antlers with multiple points, while others, called spikes, grew only 2 points. These deer are called spikes since their pair of single tines look like spikes on top of their heads. Some believed that spikes could be the trophy bucks of the future, but until the studies at the Kerr area, there was no scientific proof. The goal of this research was to determine if landowners could manage their deer populations to create a greater number of trophy bucks, the kind of bucks that some hunters will pay big bucks for the opportunity to hunt.
These two deer were raised in the same pen, ate the same type of feed out of the same feed trough. This deer right here was a spike at 1.5 years of age on unlimited nutrition, good quality nutrition. This is what he was able to produce at 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. That's how long that deer lived. He produced 6 sets of antlers. He started out a spike. He wound up a 9-point deer. This deer over here grew his first set of antlers eating out of the same feed trough as this spike did, but he was a really nice 8-point. This is his first set of antlers at 1.5 years, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5 years of age. This just kind of reaffirms the fact that antlers, we know, are genetically based. Size is genetically based. We take it a little bit further and also say that they are nutritionally influenced. But it's rare for these deer that start out at 1.5 years of age with spike antlers to ever become this type of deer later on in life. 271. Point is 478.
As biologists analyzed the data, some suspected another type of buck existed.
There are probably 3 types of white-tailed deer in any given deer population. And that is those deer, regardless of the nutritional condition, even during a drought year, they have the genetic potential to grow good antlers. And then there's another group of deer in that population that under excellent nutritional conditions, excellent range condition, doesn't make any difference how good the food is, their genetic makeup is such that they are not capable of growing, quote, good antlers. And then there's this group of deer in the middle that we refer to as the swing deer. In a good year, they grow good antlers. In a bad year, they grow poor quality antlers.
This project is called the stress study and is designed to simulate poor nutritional conditions, what may happen, for instance, in a drought. A group of fawns were fed a limited and very low protein diet. When the deer had grown their first set of antlers, any deer that were spikes were not allowed to breed for the next season. Each year, only the best forked antlered bucks were picked to sire the next generation.
The information that we've gained from this study shows that through selection, by never allowing a buck that was a spike to ever breed a doe, we produced no spike antlered yearling bucks 2 years in a row. And the percentage of good quality antlered yearling bucks has steadily increased.
This was very good news for landowners trying to improve the quality of hunting on their property. With this in mind, Texas Parks and Wildlife holds free public tours at the Kerr area for people wanting to learn about the management of white-tailed deer.
They'll breed those does, have fawns, and then we take their fawns, put in the pen here, and we've done this for 7 generations now.
You're producing a buck that can stand.
That does well under poor conditions.
Yeah.
But it's not just individual species that these biologists manage.
The point I'm trying to make with that is these little birds are important for you too. The system is important to you. It's not the deer, it's not the cows, it's the system that's important to you. And it's important to us to get that health and diversity and variety of animals and plants out there.
Healthy deer are just one of the many elements that make up a healthy ecosystem. But often, it's the deer that provide a financial incentive to keep an ecosystem healthy. Next time you're in the woods, maybe you'll be lucky enough to experience the thrill that comes with witnessing one of nature's most beautiful animals. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to experience a case of buck fever.